Breaking news. Coach Mike Thibodeau has been fired by the New York Knicks. This is something that I feel warranted me to come on, log back on. I've been on for a while, but welcome to Game Day Gospel. Talk about the Knicks, Man United, all football, all sports. So, Coach Thibs is fired. Very, very surprising. A mixed bag of results. A lot of folks did not want him to get fired. They mentioned the fact that he took us to the Eastern Conference Finals for the first 25 years. So let's kind of break that down. And I'm going to be your most objective and honest New York Knicks fan. So yes, the Knicks got to the Eastern Conference Finals. We beat the Pistons in the first round, where a lot of games we trailed against the Pistons. We also beat the Celtics. As exciting as I was to say we beat the Celtics, as happy as I was, as much as I bragged for defeating the Celtics because I hate the Celtics, it was a situation where in a lot of spots the Celtics beat themselves. We were down 15, I believe, the first 5 games. So we didn't play well. It was just the Celtics refused to deviate from the game plan of bombing threes. So it's more so the Celtics lost than the Knicks won. And then we got to the Pacers series. Pacers series, I think the series shifted. We lost the series, in other words, in the first game. We lost that first game, messed everything up, and here we are. But we have to be honest. Thibs was outcoached by Carlisle that entire series. And he was very, very slow to adapt. He was very, very slow to sit here and say, you know what, let's adjust to what's being done. He kept doing the same thing over and over and over again until the Pacers forced his hand to change. So he was a coach that had been very stubborn. Going back to that Boston Celtics series, it was about 3 minutes to go. We were up 20, and he subbed back in OG Anunoby. That shows how much he is so stubborn and set in his ways to keep playing his starters super extra minutes. And I think that was ultimately what led to his downfall, because I believe the front office realized, and so I realized as well, is that his style of coaching, his play style is not sustainable. The same reason why they crashed out in Chicago, the same reason why they crashed out in Minnesota, it gets to the point where you push these guys not only a lot of minutes, but hard minutes. You see Indiana. Indiana did not load manage, but what Coach Carlisle did, he sat there, he played his guys every game as long as they were able to play and they were healthy, but what he also did was he managed their minutes. So you would see guys like Walker, you would see guys like Thomas Bryant and TJ McConnell, and these guys come in early, so the starters are not playing 46 minutes a game. They're playing 32, they're playing 33, and it's light. So I think, and Thibs is refusing and stubborn to change his ways. And I also don't want to underestimate this point right here. The Knicks also understand, and something that many of us understand as well, a lot of players don't want to play for Thibs. Folks in the modern NBA do not want to play for a manager that's going to have them play all these games, all these minutes, push, no rest. They do not want to play for a manager that does that to them. So I think a lot of it, the reason why they had to be aggressive, because they understood that I think this is a ceiling firing. I believe Coach Thibs will never take a team to a championship as a head coach. I love Thibs, and I'm grateful. And I don't want to hear the narrative, Knicks fans are being ungrateful, New York is being so mean, and blah, blah, blah. No. We realize that this is his ceiling, right? We can't think anything's going to happen different now that didn't happen in Chicago with D Rose. We don't have a D Rose on this team. But yet he had his ceiling. Same thing with Minnesota. Had a prime Jimmy Butler. Call Anthony Towns. They hit their ceiling. And it's not a personal thing. It's not an attack on Thibs. It's us realizing that he is not a championship coach. So this right here is major. This right here is what's needed. I love it personally, and and talking to my friends and dropping in the group chats and stuff, I feel like I'm in a minority. Some people like who's next and who's going to be the guy to come on. But I'm like, we had to make this move. And I love the fact that the team is not sitting on their laurel, like, hey, we got to the Eastern Conference Finals. We're good. Let's running back. They realized the writing on the wall was that the team has got to their ceiling with Thibodeau. He was too tough. He played his guys too many minutes. He did all that. And unfortunately, they were not able to play and do what had to be done. So who's next, right? Obvious candidate, in my opinion, is Mike Malone, the old Nuggets coach. As many have pointed out, he also had an issue of not playing his bench and et cetera, et cetera. But I think he is the obvious choice, in my opinion. And you have it has to be a veteran guy, maybe like a Frank Vogel. Who's always the bull from Phoenix, Budenholzer, that guy, because he just got fired from Phoenix, right? So it could be another guy. So there's good candidates out there. There's guys out there who can be able to bring us to the next level. 3 of those guys are all championship coaches, right? So if you want a championship coach, you have 3 guys out there. You also, me personally, I like a Mark Jackson. I like Jeff Van Gundy. There are 2 guys. Van Gundy has coached the Clippers. They've been the Clippers coach on the bench for a while. So I like Jeff Van Gundy. But there's guys out there. So don't say, hey, we can't fire him because there's no other coaches out there. That's the stupidest thing we got to do. Because there's a lot of coaches who are better than Tom Thibodeau. Because in honesty, is he one of the best coaches out there? I want to say top 10, maybe? Top 10 coaches. Carlisle is obviously better than him. I have to go through, I don't know all the coaches, but Mazzulla is better than him. So there are coaches out there who are better. So I'm not saying that he's irreplaceable. Doc Rivers is better than him. Finch is better than him. Nurse is better than him. So he's not irreplaceable. I get the sentiment, and we can't be sentimental. It's cold. But this is a business, right? The same that we tell our players, like, folks get traded and can't get mad. Folks get cut, you can't be mad. The same thing has to go to our coaches. But I love the message. The message is we're going for a chip, and I hope that trickles down to going to be aggressive and getting some new players. The only concern I have is this. I don't want them to say, listen, if we bring the same team back with a different coach, we'll have different results. No, we need to change the talent on this team. We need to bring some guys in. So we can't sit here and be like, oh, bring new guys, we should be good. We need to switch things up. So I like it. I love what happened. I love what they did. Let's see what it means. Let's see what happens next. But this is definitely a good thing. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Meet me in the comments. Tell me what you think. I love to discuss what your thoughts are, Knicks fans, about this. So thank you for watching. God bless you. Peace.